What happens when you finally stop caring what people think you spend your whole life performing? Performing so people think you're attractive enough, funny enough, successful enough, cool enough. And the craziest part, most people aren't even paying attention. But when you finally stop caring what people think, everything changes. You start dressing how you want, posting what you want, going after opportunities you were too embarrassed to try before, and suddenly, life feels lighter. Because the moment you stop living for approval is the moment you actually start living. Here's something nobody tells you. People are too busy worrying about themselves to obsess over you. Think about it. You remember that embarrassing thing you did 3 years ago? Nobody else does. Everyone else is thinking about how they look, what they said, whether people like them, whether they're successful enough. Most people are trapped in their own mental world. But social media tricks us into believing everyone is constantly judging us. You want to post a video? What if people cringe? You want to wear something different? What if people stare? You want to start a business? What if I fail publicly? So instead, people shrink themselves. Not because they can't do something, because they're afraid of being seen trying. And that fear quietly destroys confidence. Living for approval is one of the most exhausting ways to live, because no matter what you do, someone will always judge you anyway. If you're quiet, people think you're boring. If you're confident, people think you're arrogant. If you post online, people say you want attention. If you stay private, people say you're antisocial. You literally cannot win. So why spend your life trying? The problem with constantly needing approval is that your happiness becomes dependent on other people's reactions. Likes, replies, compliments, validation. And when those things disappear, your confidence disappears too. That's not confidence. That's dependency. Real confidence is being okay, even when not everyone approves of you. Look at the people everyone admires. Creators, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs. Do you think they became successful because nobody judged them? No, they became successful because they kept going despite being judged. Every person doing something interesting gets criticized. The internet will make fun of literally anyone. So if judgment is unavoidable anyway, you might as well live the life you actually want. Because hiding doesn't protect you. It just guarantees you never become who you could have been. And honestly, most people secretly admire the people who are unapologetically themselves, even if they pretend not to. When you stop caring what people think, weird things start happening. You become more confident socially because you stop analyzing every little thing you say. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop trying to seem perfect all the time. And people can actually feel that energy, because authenticity is attractive, not perfection. You start making decisions based on what you want instead of what looks impressive to other people. You stop chasing a life that photographs well, and start building one that actually feels good to live. That's freedom. And most people never experience it because they spend their entire lives trapped in other people's opinions. A lot of the fear exists only in your imagination. You think, everyone will judge me. People will laugh. I'll embarrass myself. But most of the time, nothing even happens. And even if it does, people move on in like 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you wasted years overthinking something temporary. The biggest opportunities in life usually sit behind embarrassment. Posting the first video, going to the gym alone, starting a business, approaching new people, trying something you might fail at. Confidence isn't born from avoiding embarrassment. It's built by surviving it. At some point, you realize something terrifying. You can spend your entire life trying to avoid judgment and still end up unhappy. Or you can accept that people will always have opinions and live anyway. Because this is your life, not your classmates, not strangers online, not random people watching your Instagram story. Yours. And one day none of this will matter. The awkward moments, the opinions, the embarrassment. What will matter is whether you actually lived, whether you took risks, Whether you became the person you wanted to become, or whether fear controlled your entire life, the people who change their lives aren't fearless. They just stop letting fear make decisions for them. And honestly, the moment you stop caring so much about what people think is the moment life becomes fun again. You become freer, lighter, more confident. Not because everyone suddenly approves of you, but because you no longer need them to. So post the video, wear the outfit, start the business, go after the opportunity. Because most people spend their whole lives waiting for permission to be themselves. And that permission never comes. You have to give it to yourself.